Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the June 28th, 2023 Planning Board meeting. Our first item of business is roll call. And Angela, when you get a chance, if you could do that.
Rick Madruga.
Here.
James Farias.
Here.
Lori Anthony.
Here.
Rebecca Higgins.
Here.
Diane Gray.
Here.
Stacy Walker. Here.
Full board, but we do have one vacancy. And with that, we have a quorum, so we can proceed with tonight's meeting. Second order of business is minutes of previous meetings, and we have none to comment on tonight. Third order of business is we do have a public hearing, and that is a zoning ordinance amendment. And that amendment is to ask the planning board in the town if they would like to allow marijuana grow-only facilities in the village zone of lots having 40,000 square feet and above. Did you want to speak on this amendment?
Not particularly, it's just, this is the only zone that we have, I guess I'll make a quick comment, it's the only zone that we have on the Route 5 and 202 corridor, which is what the grow-only facilities have been limited to in the past.
Medical.
Medical grow-only facilities.
And I will reiterate, it's allow medical marijuana grow-only facilities in village zone of over 4,000 square feet. 40,000 square feet. Yeah, and then I messed that one up too. I will now open up to the public. I will now open the public hearing. And if there is anybody for or against who would like to speak, if you could come up to the microphone and state your name and say what you're going to say, I would appreciate it.
Well, I'm for it. I'm Curtis Gary, and this is my wife Jen. We're here to petition the planning board to allow the zoning change. I did some research on the GIS site, and it looks like I can only find 4 properties that fell into the same category as our property, which was like a commercial building style that fell into that. The only 4 that I found was ours, the one down the street across from Top Notch, but that's vacant. The other one is vacant, which is the woodworking shop over here by Dunkin' Donuts. And then the other one is already an automotive place, so.
Could I speak to that real quick?
You certainly may.
The woodworking shop that he referred to is actually currently under construction and will soon be a truck storage for A1 Environment.
All right. And continue on, sorry for that.
Yeah, I mean, that building has been in the family for 35 years, so we've owned it and run respectable businesses out of there, so we're a respectable part of the community. It was my father's owned it, and then passed down to the family, so we would like to operate a medical marijuana grow facility out of there if the zoning changes and we got to come back to the board to get approval, but so that's what we are planning on doing in the future.
I do have a question. You said there were 4 lots in that zone. We actually have 3 areas in town designated as village.
Yeah, that was included those. I hopped
You
around.
included all, all
Yeah,
4.
so
okay.
the big main one is where we are.
Right.
Yeah, and then it hops down to where Hannaford is.
I just wanted clarification,
Yep.
if you included all 4 of the village's areas, or just the
Yep.
one that you're actually in.
Yeah.
If you're, anything further, or you may sit down?
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it?
Thank you.
And you're for his support, of support, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that you have from either memos, emails, or online.
Yep, you guys have in front of you an email from Kristen Woods regarding the proposed ordinance to allow medical marijuana. I'm totally 100% in support of allowing medical marijuana grow facilities on parcels 40,000 square feet or larger. I think this would be a boost to the economy and it will allow greater access to medication. It is rewarding to see medicine that's not made in a factory. I think this is an excellent idea. Thank you very much. Kristen Woods of 74 Deerfield Drive in North Waterboro.
Dave, was there anything since we started the meeting? Okay. Is there any other members from the public that'd like to speak or have additional comments? Seeing and hearing none, I will close the public hearing, and we will continue on with our agenda. The next one is old business, which, again, is the zoning ordinance amendment to allow medical marijuana grow-only facility in the village zone of over 40,000 square foot lots. Planning board, comments, questions? Our decision is first one is if we're gonna allow it, and then if we are gonna consider it or allow it, Lee J has prepared something. If everybody
Can we ask questions?
Oh, certainly, yeah, comments, questions, reactions.
I definitely have some concerns or questions. They emphasize the word medical in this. How is that enforced?
That is enforced at this, I'm sorry.
Difference between medical and recreational. You're saying that this marijuana that's going to be grown in this facility is only going to be used for medical purposes?
That's how they're licensed by the state.
Okay.
They're licensed by the state as far as policing product and where exactly it goes, that's at the state level. They have the Office of Cannabis Policy at the state level that regulates all of these licensing. And they report to us if they have any concerns, issues, and inquire with the code office annually. Or in some cases more often than that.
That's all you got, okay.
I don't have any.
No questions? I just wanted to, and Lee J had his suggestion, our town planner, he had suggested from page 1, and actually that will fall on page 88 of the zoning ordinance under definitions. And that, for the record, that reads medical marijuana grow-only facility, with a definition of a facility that engages only in growing and processing of medical marijuana in accordance with state law, but does not dispense marijuana. Processing of medical marijuana may include, but is not limited to, the preparation of tinctures, ointments, and food products containing medical marijuana. Medical marijuana grow-only facilities shall require conditional use application set forth in Article 2 and must be located on Route 5 or 202 in the agricultural zone. And then the new items that are listed is the general purpose zone. And I believe that was just because it was omitted from 2011.
That's a correction, yeah.
That's a correction. And then the new item is and the village zone. And that's where that will go.
So I guess that leads me to a question. Just historically, does anybody have any feedback as to, was this purposely omitted before? Meaning, did the planning board or whoever set up the ordinance have a discussion to say we don't want it in the village zone? Or was that,
Not that I'm aware of.
Dennis, you don't remember any of that?
there was a use case
No,
that?
I thought there was a discussion of allowing it in the general purpose zone,
And then,
but.
Yes, and
But
that's
not
the
vehicles.
correction.
Right.
So we feel that this was just an oversight at the time? Or was it purposely?
Yeah, I have.
The
You
village-
don't have any
The
historic?
Okay.
village zone was
To
not
be-
part of the, as I read it, was not
Yeah, I think-
part of it originally.
Right, I just didn't know if that was
I'm gonna guess
purposeful to
Tim-
not have it in the zone for some
Tim Neal
reason,
was the
like.
chair of the planning board when that went through, but I might be wrong.
Yeah. I was just
Yeah.
curious if there was a reason versus
Yeah.
just an oversight.
And, like I said, that was in 2011.
Yeah.
I've only been on the board for 5 years. I think it pretty much, other than Dennis, nobody, if anybody could recollect as to why only those two zones. But it's before us now, and someone has requested it to be added, so in our consideration. The next suggestion that Lee J said, and this is subsection 3.04.02, and it is in the section of conditional uses. So if something does come forward, and correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, that will have to come to the planning board for individual consideration.
that's true. That's correct.
And this subsection contains one of 12, I'm not going to read all 12. We are adding, as suggested by Lee J, number 13, to include under the village zone in the conditional use and structure section, number 13, medical marijuana grow-only facilities. And that would be the change if we were to allow this to go through.
Should we on here also indicate the 202 and 5? Just not put it as number 13, saying medical marijuana grow facilities, but I notice there's parentheses that kind of further explain other things, like, for example.
Or is
let's
that
go
already?
through some of those.
It's
Well,
in
you
the
hate-
It's in the definition.
It is, so we shouldn't, it's not an
And you
assumption by
already-
leaving
you
that
already
here.
Handled
'Cause they have-
not being on 202 and 5, right?
Yeah.
That was the decision that you guys made not to change.
Right, right,
So,
okay. I just didn't know if that needed to be referenced here, if it was helpful to do that, okay.
So they're asking us if it needs to, we need to consider if this use is compatible in the village zone and what the envision for the village areas is what Lee J wants us
Yes.
to consider.
Is the planning board considering to add this to the village zone, or is there, or is the majority of the planning board thinking to deny it?
For adding it.
Are we taking a vote, or we just?
No,
We're having a
we're just having a
discussion.
discussion on
I
feelings.
have, I'll be honest with you, I have way too many concerns to even consider this.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a feel so I can formulate a motion.
I'm sorry, Stacy, real quick, would you be willing to share a couple of your concerns? So that we can have an idea where you're coming
Sure, I
from?
know somebody in town that has one of these facilities,
Okay,
and you use the word medical as I'm sure medical marijuana helps some people, or helps people that really need it. But there's no policing. Mike's not going to enforce the fact that all this marijuana that's being grown in this facility is only going to be used for medical purposes. It's not. I just feel that it's something that, there's plenty of them around. They're everywhere. There's not a lack of growing facilities. I don't believe Waterboro needs another one. So.
No,
Or in this zone
I think it's bad
specifically,
influence.
you're
I think
saying.
it's bad for kids. I think it's it's just not a good influence for people. But
You are welcome to your opinion, and thank you for sharing and answering Diane's question.
Thank you.
yeah.
Sorry, Stacy, go ahead.
So do we have a number of how many we have?
Well,
I don't know.
what you've acted on is two.
Two, right, but I didn't know if there was any before that.
Well.
The difference here is
it's-
just the zoning.
Right,
Yeah.
but the fact of the matter is that there's a ceiling of how many plants that they can have, and they don't have to have a conditional use permit, right?
It's allowed, it's an allowable use as a
So-
home occupation
So
in
you-
any, on any zone, because.
We have no idea how many medical providers are
Under
out
home
there.
occupation.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But the planning board, to my recollection, have dealt with
Two.
two, right?
And again, this is a zoning change, and that's what, it's hard for us to keep focused on that, because we have had those others that we didn't have to do the zoning change with.
Right.
So this is just allowing this in the village area, which
There's 4
Lori
lots.
talked about.
Yeah, and there's 4 lots
Yeah,
that are over the acre.
Can I say something? Our building,
Certainly, you're the only one here.
our building is literally at the end of the village zone,
Yep.
was 2 houses beside us, and then it's off to the other, different zone, but we're like right at, we're not like in town, we're way up the other.
We have to consider it for all 4 sections.
Right.
Now, as far as medical marijuana grow-only facilities under state license that aren't home occupation providers, we have 2. Since I've been here.
Let me ask this.
Sure.
Any facility, state-regulated facility, that you say that grows marijuana is considered medical marijuana, or is there any places that grow it for recreational purposes, or are they all under this medical?
Our zoning doesn't allow recreational of any type.
Yeah,
Well, that would have to be another change, yeah.
right.
Which they just attempted.
It got voted down.
right, it
so
just got
we
voted down a
got
couple of weeks
voted
ago.
down.
Yeah.
So that was what, a ratio of 2 to 1 against, I believe.
Yeah.
Roughly.
It is significant.
Yeah, yeah, so that was recreational, got voted down.
No,
That
it
was-
was medical,
No.
a
Medical,
commercial,
recreational.
a storefront for
Storefront,
medical
I mean, yeah,
marijuana.
medical retail, storefront.
Right, medical
yeah.
retail.
Yeah. Yeah, recreational is not allowed at all.
Correct.
Okay. Terminology.
It's a lot to take in.
I know you don't know all but this is generally, these state applications, license procedures, state rules, regulations, smell,
Yep.
a whole bunch of items that the state regulates on their level.
As far as odor and complaints and things of that nature, that is typically handled on the local basis, obviously, because the number of complaints that you get per facility, you know? And they have certain devices that are supposed to be maintained, and oftentimes when I have an odor complaint and I've gone to any of these facilities that you can smell it, the filters aren't being properly maintained. But then again, it's some points in their flower stage, they call it, there's a significant odor, and I'm not real sure that
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
scrubbers are even going to get
I
all
know it
that.
stinks at one point really bad.
That's
That's
right.
all I know.
But we'd be reviewing that when the application came in to see how they were gonna manage it, how they were.
That's exactly,
all that
that's,
stuff.
And I
that's on an
think-
individual
I think
basis.
you've done that with the
The
two
two.
bridges.
That's correct. We've also required them a maintenance schedule to be submitted to Mike on a regular basis. And that's in the review process. That's why it's under conditional use. It has to come here. And then we can talk about all the conditions of approval and uses and maintenance and
So from my point of view, from a fairness perspective, not talking about the product, but if you're looking at your agricultural, your orchards, your nurseries, your greenhouses, this falls into that category.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It does.
Yeah, because that was one of my questions, was on the wellhead, was the only category it seemed to fall into was, nursery or garden shop. And there again, not in zone 1, but it has to come before the planning board in zone 2. So even under our resource, wellhead protection, it's gonna come to us anyway.
Yeah.
So in your village zone, the setbacks are a lot smaller, right?
Correct.
So that's probably, I'm gonna guess, that's probably why the village zone was probably left out, because if you have an odor coming from a place that, and you have a neighbor 30 feet away, you're more apt to smell it than versus agricultural, where it's 70 feet, minimum of 70 feet between structures. So
From the front setback,
I
yes.
can understand why it would be not in
Mm-hmm.
the village zone.
Right. Although this has a minimum of 40,000 square foot lot size attached to it also.
But it's
That
it's
was,
setbacks, even though it's 40,000 square feet, is a setback, what's the setback for?
The setbacks are increased some, but they're still not as significant.
they're not,
They are.
no, they're pretty standard. It's what, 35 sideline and 50 on the road front?
That's what AAR is, 35.
Right.
So
35 on the sides. I'm not sure. It might be
village
15.
was.
Give me back to you.
20. I don't know what it is.
It's lots of 40,000 square feet. It's 50 of the front yard and 20 on the sides.
So
and
it's
rear.
20.
That's what I thought.
He found pretty interesting.
I just know if I lived in the village zone, had a medical marijuana facility 40 feet from my garage or my house, I don't think I would really appreciate that.
We'd talk every couple of days. We would speak every couple of days, probably.
Yeah, probably. And I wouldn't want to be that person. So,
They're out there,
I
it's okay.
just think it's kept out of the village zone for a reason, personally. And these guys would probably not have a problem. But we change the ordinance, and then somebody else wants to put another one, 20 feet from Subway or something,
Well, that's the thing. If we're changing the zoning,
It's
we're changing it.
It's
It's
not
out
just
of
for
the
them,
bag.
it's for
It's-
all
it's
ARs,
open.
it's for all village zoning.
I get it.
Yep,
So that's one of my big concerns, is that
it's all
I know
village.
their facility, I know their building, I know their property a little bit, and it would probably be fine, because they don't have anybody right on top of them, but the zoning, the other areas in the village zone, you've got people that are real, places, businesses. I don't want to be at Subway having a sandwich and walk out the door and get knocked over from the smell of this stuff, and that's a concern of mine, so.
Isn't that some of the issues that are happening in Scarborough right now?
Yes.
So. I don't think we can make an exception for one person, can we?
No.
Unfortunately.
Are there any restrictions in regards to schools?
Yeah, that's in the
Absolutely.
marijuana.
Absolutely.
Marijuana,
Absolutely, 500 feet.
500 feet.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So if that's a concern, could we add that into the zoning ordinance? We have, the building has to be set back so many feet from the road and so many feet from the neighbors?
Don't you already have a building that you said you're gonna use?
We do, but I'm saying as far as preventing someone from putting one right next to the subway, like.
I see.
How are we gonna regulate that?
It'd have to be a condition of approval in your
That's what I
conditional
was,
use.
yeah, it's a condition of
And
approval.
it's a condition of approval in your conditional use.
That's why we go and we look at them. on a
Right, and
case
then
by
it's a
case
picking
basis.
and choosing kind of a
Right,
thing, and
right.
that
It's an
opens a whole nother
individual.
can of
Right.
worms.
That's
And
the
then-
next, that would be the next.
Yeah. Yeah, and then of course, we go to the public hearings and depending on how many people, it's case by case as a conditional use.
I just want to just raise one issue.
Go for it.
On the agenda, it does not clarify medical marijuana. I'm just questioning how it got posted.
Oh, I have that.
Okay. So as long as it was posted with allowing medical marijuana grow facilities, that's fine.
Purpose of this hearing is to receive public comment on the proposed amendments to the Waterboro zoning ordinance village zone to allow medical marijuana grow facilities on 40,000 square feet or larger.
Okay. Fine. Check in the box.
You got that box checked? Yes.
I don't want to run another public hearing.
Good job, Angela, for your detailed skills. No, that was what was publicized in the paper. In the one stop, that's where I looked. I have that one. Is there any further discussion? Would we like a motion and see where this is gonna go?
I think Rick makes very good points. I hope he does, with the setbacks.
I'm gonna make a motion to deny it. I don't know if I can do that.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion to deny it, deny the change to the ordinance.
So Rick has made a motion to deny the amendment change to the zoning ordinance for the use of medical marijuana grow-only facilities on lots over 4,000 square feet.
40.
40,000, I know, 40,000, excuse me, I apologize. 40,000 square feet. Is there a second?
I second it.
All in favor? Is there any further discussion? Okay, all in favor of Rick's motion to deny?
I don't think we have to do that, right? Robert's rules make it clear.
All against to deny and to actually go forward.
Rephrase that.
All in favor is to deny this amendment, okay? Now, a vote to, okay, that was to agree to deny.
All those in favor?
All those
you
in,
have to say.
yeah, no, I said all of those in favor for you two.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
deny it.
Yeah.
All those opposed to the motion on the table, correct, right now.
Reverse.
All those that were voting.
I'm for approving it.
Right, so.
Right,
so
so
we're-
so
So
you're
you
going to
gotta-
deny.
So if you're
against
opposed to
So you'd oppose
Rick's.
it.
Right, so you're going to oppose
Yes,
Rick's.
you're-
All
Yes.
about wording,
Yes.
yes is a yes.
Yeah, yeah, the yes is a no in this case.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
So all those opposed to Rick's, which is denying it. All abstaining.
I would have liked to see more, I think, input. I get it. But you know, I think that, and I know you're voting, so I just feel like we needed more information to make a decision. So that's where I
So
stand.
like I said, I think I have too many concerns that I don't want to have
Yeah,
a good
I,
solution to, so right now, I think it's, at this point in time, I think it's, my biggest fear is it can't get policed. And, they use this word, this term medical in front of it, but this stuff's not gonna just be used for medical purposes. And there's nobody that's gonna be able to enforce that. these places. I know people that work at these places, and they have people come in the back door with cash, and it's
And that may or may not happen, and I'm not accusing
I'm
you
not either.
that that may
I'm
or may
just-
not happen.
I'm just-
I'm more concerned of the zoning itself.
Exactly.
Than what's in it, what's in this zoning. I think that is my biggest concern. It's, I was outspoken about the retail marijuana. I think I was the only one that said, I don't want it in town, and I have clients that don't want it in town, and I know we've got Hollis is full of it, and Limerick's full of it, and everybody's full of it. I get all that. I just don't know if this needs to be in our village zoning. So that's what I am saying by abstaining.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes, I guess that's my
Keep
opinion
it out
on
on
it
the
too. right?
farmlands where it's spread out, and not in the village where you got people right next to you, or businesses right next to you. Because like I said, they're probably gonna be okay, but it's the one that's gonna be right behind Subway, or right next to Hannaford, or right next to Woodson's, or in places where it's, you know.
Right, I just think that once, that we're opening this, and I know it's the medical marijuana that's asking for the zoning change, but I think we just have to wrap our head around this. Because once, and you and I have talked about this, once you open this door, we're not getting that back. But what they're doing, this is what our village zone says. But I'm still not for it.
That's fine. Two in favor of Rick's motion to deny the amendment change, the zoning amendment change. There's 3 in favor of allowing the amendment change and against Rick's motion, and there's 1 abstained. So unless no one feels like changing their vote, this motion carries.
What does that mean?
That means that your motion was outvoted.
Oh, right, majority.
The majority is that we're not going to deny it. So,
Dennis,
Somebody needs to make
they-
another.
right.
I see.
So now we get to make another motion for a majority to approve this amendment.
Not flipping the words around?
This one's seems pretty straightforward.
This one is straightforward. A motion to approve the amendments to the medical marijuana grow-only facilities to add the village zone as an allowable use on lots of 40,000 square feet and over. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion to approve.
May I have a second?
I second. To approve.
Yes. All in favor? All opposed? 3.
Why are you looking at me?
Wasabi.
And I don't know the rules on that. so
Gets defeated.
It's
If it's
defeated.
a tie,
It's a tie, it's defeated. Yeah, I think I read that, so. We have a tie, so the change is defeated and will not be recommended to the select board to continue. If you could get a memo to the select board, though, as our results.
huh?
You're quite an artist.
Thank you,
And
because
and the select board may or may not
Yep.
move forward with it.
And that is you guys, is in your public, you know, if you want to move forward with it. Our recommendation.
Right, I mean, we tossed it to you guys for an opinion, and
Yep, right, so. Angela will get you your official memo, and then you can proceed with your part of it.
just make sure that Laura gets it so that we
I'll
have
do
it
it
on the
tomorrow.
next agenda.
Yep, I'll do it up tomorrow.
Okay? You can appeal to the select board, but it did not pass the planning board. You are welcome. So, old business is done. We have no news, no new business. That was confusing.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, that's.
Don't be sorry.
Don't be sorry. That's, this is why we're here and why there's 6 of us. Well, in theory, 7.
Right.
Is there any communications from staff?
Do you want to give them a heads up about
Yeah.
today's?
So, following the posting of your agenda, I received an email today. We've got an 11-lot subdivision coming down the pike.
Okay.
So, we won't be conducting a staff review until at least after July 5th, so.
It will be on the second one? Maybe?
Probably not.
Maybe.
You
Probably
probably
not, so
won't
it might
see
be-
it
okay.
until the first meeting in August.
Perfect, I'm on
But it is
vacation.
coming down the pike.
That wasn't planned.
I mean, on vacation.
I'm always on vacation.
So, that came in hot off the press today.
Man told me I had to take one so I could get my truck fixed, my car fixed. It's some bolt
Otherwise,
holes in the back of
Nothing
it.
else?
Nothing else from
Dwayne
us,
helped
Dennis?
driving it.
You guys got anything?
Nope.
I can ask Lee J that, because he's not here, because I forgot he wasn't gonna be here. My only thing is, we do have in our bylaws, elections on the first meeting in July. So you guys can think about who you would like as chair and vice chair. We no longer do the secretary part of it anymore. That was changed.
Does anybody's term expire?
Oh, let me go grab the
No,
list.
mine is first and it's the
Lori
25th.
just did.
25.
Right,
Mine doesn't expire until 2025.
right, okay. But I think Rick was, maybe it was road review committee
It's
that
road
we
review,
reappointed.
Yeah, that
Joined
just
us.
expired, or I just renewed it.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So we need a 7th member.
We just need the 7th member, and that's all we have, is just the 7th member.
Where do they sit?
Pardon?
Where do they sit?
Oh, we asked that, and we were told we needed to get close, because we were missing one section now, when they redid everything. So that was all I had, so, anything that you can get, findings of fact, minutes, whatever, to also include in that next meeting. Okay? Okay, anything else? No other miscellaneous, no? Next item on the agenda is adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn? That's Diane, a second.
I'll second.
Rick is seconded that. All in favor? 6-0 on that one.